Yes, I was in a Transformers mood. Okay.
Good. Speaking of Transformers, you know what? Don't watch this. Watch Transformers 1. I sh- I, okay, but you should watch Transformers 1. It was really
Yeah,
good.
it's like the one of the best animated films of the year. And also, here's a little funny fact:
Mm.
one of the writers for Transformers One was the sole writer for Black Widow, and is writing the Thunderbolts.
Wow. That's
But a lot of the alum, like a lot of the crew behind the film were ex Disney and Pixar.
yeah. Director's like he directed Toy Story 4. Wow. How do you go from
Toy Story 4. No, that's an improvement. You
Whoa,
went
this guy. Hold on, I'm looking what to write. Eric Pearson, the guy who wrote Black Widow. This guy has some. Wait, okay, okay. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. He's uncredited. I actually kind of like Detective Pikachu. That was fun.
I heard
Yeah,
good
it
things.
looked neat.
I heard good things about that one.
Yeah. What else he got? I know you're feeling IMCU Spider-Man. We're not gonna go through that again.
Yeah.
But I liked Homecoming, and I liked Thor Ragnarok. So those are two MCU movies I liked there. He was
He
uncredited
worked on the
for.
rewrites for Pacific Rim Uprising.
Well, see now that's just
Looks like he's
Wow.
very kind of hit and miss.
He also did Godzilla vs. Kong.
well, like I mean Godzilla vs Kong. To be fair, like that story's far from a masterpiece, but it's a fun movie.
A lot better than Batman v Superman.
Hit it, Agent. Sorry.
It is worth noting that there's like 4 writers on the movie. So like,
That's true.
wait, this he could be cleanup.
Mm.
Yeah, he also did Agent Carter, which I watched like probably like 10 years ago. From what I remember, it was
That's
pretty
a
good.
short.
No, the actual TV show.
Yeah, but I'm looking it up. It's a short film. Oh, and he did the series. Okay, but anyway, you know, yeah. Enough of talking about the Thunderbolts. We're here to talk about Spider-Man.
Woo! Spider-Man. Do 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 do
So-
do.
What do you guys think of this set of writings where we get to issue 100?
I can't wait to read it. 101.
I'm so excited for 101. Jared Leto, he keeps coming back. I don't know how, but he keeps coming back.
Yeah, 101 is gonna be Morbius.
Why does
We're
Jared
gonna
Leto
get-
keep coming back?
We're
How does
gonna
he
get
keep getting work?
We're gonna get six-handed Spider-Man versus Morbius.
Then we're gonna have the lizard actually talking, like being Kurt Connors normal.
Oh my gosh. I. But like for this run of issues, it's okay. I like it's okay. A lot of it kind of just boils down to, wow, Peter, Gwen, you two need to actually fucking sit down in a room for once and talk to each other. Goodness gracious, because all you ever do is just not talk to each other, act stupid, and cause more problems. Oh my
Which my
gosh.
couples therapy is a thing.
Like a lot of the personal trauma with like Peter and Gwen literally can all just be solved if the two of you were just locked in a closet for like an hour and you are forced to talk it out.
Okay. So our evil plan is we're gonna hire some villains to kidnap Gwen Stacy and
Yeah, and then
Peter Parker and-
Spider-Man has to save her, but then they're both trapped. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
And then they have
tied
no
up.
they have no
tied up,
choice
and
but to
then we-
actually talk out what's actually bothering them.
And then, like, for some reason, the mask gets ripped apart too. So she recognizes.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, Peter, you killed my dad? No, Gwen, you don't understand. Oh, Well, we're gonna be stuck here for a while now. Might as well talk it out.
And we don't even activate the death trap yet. We're just waiting until they get to therapy. Then we activate. I think
So yeah, like a lot of
the
stuff
one that
kind of.
King. Remember the death trap that Kingpin put
Oh yeah, that's right.
Spider-Man and
Yeah,
J. Jonah Jameson.
that's right. You know what? Also, another thing, there's a lot of how to put this? There's a lot of well, actually, maybe not a lot. I think it's like maybe like an issue or two where it kind of is just like, hey, comic book readers, you remember the journey Spider-Man's been through so far?
Oh,
we're
yeah.
taking you down memory lane. Here you go. It's like, okay.
We had 2 issues of that.
We had a recap episode.
We had a recap episode. It was a clip
We
show.
had 2 recap episodes.
It was a clip show. Oh my gosh! Whoa!
Somebody was very terrible in terms of show running too.
But yeah, so like a lot of personal trauma. Just like again, Peter, Gwen, the two of you just locked in a closet for like an hour, hash things out. Oh, drugs.
Yeah, we'll get to drugs. I should have begun it with actually somehow it was drugs. It is always about the drugs.
Drugs. Which are good, which are bad. Drugs. Ask your mom and ask your dad.
Well, before we get to drugs, we need to get to what happened previously on Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh! Captain Stacy, what happened to you? No! Poor Captain Stacy. Damn.
Peter, don't feel bad for me. Take care of Gwen. And don't worry, for I shall become stronger than possibly
imagine.
And Doc Ock is like,
what was that
no,
all
peace!
It's okay, Peter. You see, I was your first. I'm glad I was.
Goodness!
No, it's an American dad joke where it's like no, don't worry, Stan. I was your first kill. I was your first. And now I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. What was that about?
It gets funnier that this is actually a setup issue for 92, where basically everyone hates him, and then Gwen Stacy decides to go to the Law and Order politician. Okay, do you notice that anytime in comics that a politician says they are law and order, they end up being corrupt?
Seems to be a recurring trend. I wonder what that's all about.
This is some venting. Like someone was in the news that that week, and we needed to vent.
we got
to vent about political issues.
Okay, that's also another thing with this run of issues in general. We're getting topical tonight. Woo! Well, like topical for the time, but still topical tonight. Woo! So I just find that kind of funny. It's like, oh, we're tackling heavy subject material now. Okay. All right then.
Especially, and also, the guy's name, the candidate's name is Bullet.
Bullet. I wonder what that could be. What could that be about?
Like, why would you trust anyone who goes by the name of Bullet?
So yeah, we got topical tonight. Uh, I don't know. I guess that's something I've been noticing. I guess some of these Marvel comics have always just kind of been a bit, you know, like to like to talk about little topical stuff of here and there. Is just something I'm noticing. Now, whether whether they tackle these topics well or not, that's a different story. Because
Yeah.
on one hand you could have drugs, and on the other hand, for some reason, Red Skull's gonna tell me to wash my penis.
Wait, what?
Uh,
Remember when they were trying to make Red Skull a Jordan Peterson like caricature?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, wait, so Red Skull's gonna tell me to go to my room and like wash my penis? So
Why not take a shower?
I, I don't know. It's just a joke I came up with. Just Captain America, you will not foil my plan to tell the young generation to wash their genitalia. What the fuck, Red Skull? Oh my god.
All right, so Magic, what do you think of 91?
I don't remember that one too clearly. I remember the one after because it's Iceman.
Yeah, because what happens at the end of this one is like he because Bullet threatened Peter to beat up Peter, and then Spider-Man comes and beats up the guys who were beating up him as Peter, and then he goes back to his apartment just so that Bullet and Gwen Stacy are there. I'm pretty sure Bullet was trying to connect that Peter was Spider-Man.
Well, at the very least, there is a connection with Pete and Spider-Man. I don't think he ever outright said, "I knew you were Spider-Man," but like,
Right.
it's like
But-
oh, so you're in cahoots with Spider-Man? I knew it.
But then it gets funny. Like the next issue, 92, talking about outlaws. He's
Gw- Peter has no choice but to kidnap Gwen.
I was
It-
his actual first crime.
Because again, Peter and Gwen just can't get to get stuck in the closet together and hash things out. Peter comes up with this brilliant galaxy brain idea, which is, oh my gosh, Gwen Stacy cannot find out that I'm Spider-Man. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kidnap her. That's right. I'm gonna actually be a criminal for real this time. That way, she could never think that poor innocent Peter Parker could ever be Spider-Man. Ooh, it's like,
Peter. There's so much better things. There's so many better things to do.
because everyone's thinking with their emotions first. No one's no one's really thinking. Well, like whenever like Peter comes up with like a rationale for his actions, it's always like this this kind of this interesting rationale that like, yes, it makes sense to Peter in his mind, but then like at the end of the day, it's just driven by him and being a highly emotional kid.
I get the logic, but it's
Yeah.
It is so heavily flawed.
You need to step back, calm down, and think for a second first.
Oh my gosh, you know what it is? Oh my gosh, if Nick were here, he would know what I'm talking about. It's like a Family Guy skit with Peter Griffin. Peter Parker's thinking with Peter Griffin logic, where like it's this weird ass logic and rationale that only makes sense to him. But obviously, when you step back, it's like, Peter, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, this whole thing really is just Bullet also being in the apartment for some reason.
Yeah, like I'm so yeah. Also, let's just get to that one too. So how on earth? So okay, I can get that he's using Gwen Stacy to get in the apartment, but who let them into the apartment? Was Harry there being drugged up? Like
I don't know. Like it's like, Harry, open the door. Oh, Glenn, whatever. Yeah, sure, coming in. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
But did
Pop some
Bullet
pills.
just like? did Bullet just like, hey, you need to let me into these guys' apartment?
Well, then again, he's working with like a bunch of dogs. Maybe they just broke in. It's like, oh my gosh, Bullet, you can't just break in. Oh, don't worry, Gwen. Remember, this is for the safety of all of New York. Oh, well, when you put it that way,
law and order and whatnot.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is,
maybe it's
law and
like,
order,
hey,
whatnot.
he made up, like,
Oh,
a
well, when you
fake
put it
warrant.
that way,
Fake warrant.
a fake Warren. Oh, when you put it that way, Bullet, that makes sense.
I wish the website that had this had the letters page, because that does seem like a detail that somebody would write a no prize for. Like, wait a second.
Hey, wait a minute. So I just find it. So yeah, it's like, oh, Nice Man shows up.
Yeah,
Iceman-
Iceman was just convenient there. He was just on a date.
The not
His
so
first
amazing friends.
non-gay date.
Iceman, relishing the chance to be, like a mutant being heralded by the public for once.
Yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson is like, I hate mutants, but if they're gonna fight Spider-Man, then I love mutants.
Wait, does Jameson hate mutants?
No, I don't think he's ever said.
I don't think he ever said
He's-
that. Actually, in fact, another thing is starting with. I get the sense that starting with this run of series, like Jameson is kind of starting to become. I don't know, kind of more like the Jameson that like I grew up with, which is the idea of he's an asshole. He's not he's not evil. He knows he has his priorities. Some of them can be weird. Some of them can be stupid. But hey, at least at least he's not at least he's not like a monster.
Jameson, he had some very weird ideas about like what the right things and wrong things should be, but his hate is very selective. It's based on men in red and white stockings, no red and blue stockings. So like,
When
I don't
they,
care. I
spider
don't care about.
stumble.
I care if someone's a mutant, except if it's Spider-Man. Then he should be hanged for it.
Jameson's like, hey, these X-Men are great people. You can't just discriminate them because, some of them look weird. They have amazing abilities that can help us all. What about Spider-Man? Fuck Spider-Man!
Wait, Spider-Man is teaming up with the X-Men? They're all horrible.
Oh, they're all... No, it's like,
Spider-Man
oh my
became
gosh.
part of Future Foundation run by Mr. Fantastic? Screw them!
Oh my gosh, my heart's been betrayed. No, actually, what would be more funny, though, would be the idea that he still thinks they're all heroes. It's just like, but that's Spider-Man, though. Just specifically him. Ooh. It's like, Mr. Fantastic is now working with Spider-Man. Oh, Mr. Fantastic, he's great. I just don't get why you want to work with Spider-Man. Oh.
The Fantastic Four, outstanding heroes. I went to the Things Brisk the other day. But I hate.
Yeah.
That's Spider-Man. Ooh.
I actually kind of, so I know that from me reading Ms. Marvel comics, actually, the first run, he doesn't like superheroes in general.
Oh, okay.
So he would not like Iceman at all, but he especially hates Spider-Man. So it's more of like, I don't like superheroes. Spider-Man should be drawn and quartered.
Because it's like Jameson's like hey, let the law do its thing. I believe in our law able to handle this stuff. These superheroes, they're just acting vigilantes. Ooh, but that's Spider-Man though. Ooh.
He's pretending to be a good guy. He's actually a villain all along. Look at him kidnapping Gwen. If it weren't for that heroic mutant Iceman to stop him. I also love it that that Bobby Drake, much like Peter Parker, was on his first date to be with a girl, and then Spider-Man just had to do a kidnapping, and he
I
goes,
know.
"I need to be a hero now."
Oh, you see, public eye, J. Jonah Jameson am not homophobic. I like Iceman.
I love Iceman. He's great. I'm very supportive of him coming out.
Iceman
But
goes,
that's-
I'm not gay. You see, humble citizen, even a homosexual like this Iceman can do good for the community. I'm still not gay.
Family Guy told me otherwise.
So I do like this was definitely a fun team up where you get like one, it's a different type of hero than we typically see of Spider-Man interacting with, and just have the fun ice powers contrasting with Spider-Man's acrobatics was fun. And then like how Spider-Man has to convince Iceman by just leading to where the bad guys are when they kidnap Robbie, because Robbie dared to find dirt on the candidate. Like they even found out you didn't like the colored people.
Now listen here, Buster. I can tolerate you hating Spider-Man. I hate him too. But hating minorities, that's where I draw the line.
Once they reveal like the dirt on him, he drops the mask really quick.
I know.
He started calling Robinson Sambo. It's like, man, it is.
and then his brilliant plan to get back at the Bugle is to try to murder Robbie.
This wasn't a very thought out plan.
And then all it takes was Spider-Man then leading Iceman to the base. It's like, and Iceman looking down, oh, I get it. And he does like the hand thing, like, okay, I'm on your side.
And Peter's like, oh, that's convenient. So,
and then they just like both walked in his meeting, and Spider-Man not getting accosted by the police. Apparently, Iceman at that time got like the temporary "you're cool" pass.
You're cool, Iceman.
I know that.
This was before Family Guy, of course. Didn't Family Guy change everything?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for Spider-Man, despite being able to walk in public and expose a politician that was hunting him down about his corruption, he still has to deal with the Prowler, who's now.
Oh my gosh!
You are evil! How dare
The Prowler! He's back! Whoa! My gosh!
The Prowler, if the Prowler just wants to have a talk with Spider-Man, for trying to implicate him in a murder, he just wants to have a talk with him,
He just want to talk with him. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's definitely a good dramatic way of bringing back the Prowler. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey. So. Hey, whatever happened to Hobie? Because like Prowler's nowadays he's Aaron Davis. He's Miles' uncle. So what happened to the original guy? What's he doing?
I think he became a different character.
Just a different hero character. Okay. Let me look this up.
I'm looking.
Hobie Brown, not Spider-Punk, Prowler. Hobart Brown, Earth 616.
Hobart.
Hobart, the Hornet. Who's the Hornet?
Oh, the Hornet was during an arc in the 90s. Spider-Man was framed for murder by
Oh,
Norman
again?
Osborn. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Wow, Pete, you really need to stop getting framed for murder.
but so in order to, he disguised themselves as multiple different superheroes, and then they just became their own heroes.
Oh, okay. So I guess Hobie's now the Hornet. All right. Okay then.
Yeah. So others, what do you think about this issue?
This is a pretty good issue. Like, it was mostly a battle. It was mostly a PD like I think the funny parts about this entire run is just Peter finally making up his mind and going, okay, I'm going to tell her the secret, and then the like one of his many extended characters decides to pay him a visit, and he had to deal with him, and that in turn kind of ruins it makes the situation just worse.
Yeah,
Like,
this is the issue where Gwen
Gwen decides, you know what? I'm going away from America. I'm moving to England. No, Gwen! Don't go to England! Of all the places! Gosh!
Gwen, there
I know
is-
you have an uncle and aunt there, but you're not the last Gwen who went to England, who tried to go to England.
oh. Like,
Gwen, come on!
Gwen, there is no Santa Claus, there is no Easter Bunny, and there is no Queen.
There's no Queen of England.
Well, there was a Queen in England at this time.
Oh, well, I mean, it could be worse. She could have gone to France. You know, Paris.
Yeah, anything's
ooh.
better than France.
So, Sacre bleu! But
So, like, then we go on to a Peter being depressed issue with the first, our first of 2 recap episodes.
I know.
I don't know why they decided at 94 to recap it, even though 100 is also a recap.
I think 94 they didn't have the Beetle plot didn't take enough time to flesh out. They're like, okay, we need filler.
Feller.
Okay, so it's been like 90-ish issues. Let's talk about Peter's origin story again.
Even though they did recap it multiple times throughout this run, so
Also, Aunt May's in danger. Again.
because she wanted to get groceries.
She wanted to get milk,
She wanted to just get milk, but oh my gosh, Aunt May didn't return with milk. Oh, don't worry, Peter. I know the feeling of someone going to get milk and not coming back. No, you understand? It means she was kidnapped. Oh.
And then also,
Yeah,
it's like, even though
kidnapped.
she knows that the Beetle has been at large raiding the local stores in the neighborhood. Also, what a huge downgrade, Beetle. You went from robbing in the city to robbing in the suburbs.
Yeah, he's robbing the same the stores at the same place because he's trying to get at the back of a vault, and the cops don't realize this.
Wait, that was his plan?
His entire plan was he was trying to find out which store was connected to I believe it was the bank, so that he can just steal the vault, there without having to enter the bank itself. And
Wait, why? Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he just do normal shopping trips?
because he you know he because he guessed too many times, and he eventually knew. Yeah, the fifth time that was eventually going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about it. If he was just in his normal clothes, just like those were shopping centers, like they were just shops. So he just goes there, browse a bit, pretending to browse a bit, and like him being, he would probably have some way of like seeing like oh, that it's connected. There's the back door. That must be where it's connected.
So
Like he just had like just in one day he could find that back entrance, then be the Beetle and rob the place instead of like terrorizing a town that would raise the profile and the cop level.
it's like the I think the Beetle wanted to get caught. I think it was,
She wanted to get caught.
I think this was a cry for help, and we just didn't see it.
Mm.
Yeah, because he was kidnapping old ladies. And also, I love the line is like, Spider-Man telling it me, "You're safe now. Safe with you."
So, like, calm down, mister. Just being delirious.
You're being delirious. Calm down.
And it's like the yeah, like the Beetle plot didn't take up most of the comic, and I kind of suspect like the origin, like the condensed origin, was just a way to okay, we need an issue out. Uh, 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 okay, like the Beatles in the background, but first, we gotta we gotta talk about the time Peter got bit by a radioactive spider for the 30th time.
For the 30th time.
Yeah.
Eventually, Bet would get one version of Spider-Man's origin story where he just opens like a door and just gets flooded with spiders and they go off him and he's just head to toe just with spider bites just all over his body.
Yeah.
Or it's just they're gonna change it to now just it's Spider-Man is actually made up of hundreds of spiders making up a body.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Yes, that is an actual thing.
So yeah.
All right. So you know what's worse than having to read a recap of Spider-Man?
Hmm.
Dealing with the British.
Oh gosh.
The English, like they're not doing a very good job, because I saw a ton of terrorists with guns.
I know. What the hell?
Yeah. And they managed to hijack a plane.
Like,
Oh yeah, that's right. They hijacked a plane.
like man,
And nobody checked Big Ben. You would think they would go there first.
it's like, oh, they'll never reach Big Ben.
Oh no.
That's like the most
They reached
common
Big Ben.
place. The common place to put any hostage in London. And if you want to get rid of them, the perfect location is to put them up in the clock towers.
Well, of course. Genius.
I love Peter's plan to essentially stop the ticking bombs, just to web up all the clock faces. Don't know if that would ever work, but it's like he's thinking outside the box, and that's good for him.
He's been
It's
thinking
also-
outside the box a lot of times this run. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, other highlights. We did talk about Jameson. This had my favorite Jameson quotes.
Oh yeah, the like teenagers, like the especially loud college students. I even hate them when they're silent.
this is the exact thing. Lazy for good nothing teenager. He only works when he feels like it. And then Robinson respond, next to Spider-Man, I hate loudmouth students the most. I even hate them when they're quiet. And then another highlight.
Robbie, there's only one thing worse than Spider-Man. What's that? Teenagers.
Yeah. But
Parker,
also
get out of here. You're a teenager. Go make me some money.
also we have Mary Jane's questionable wardrobes that she's gonna regret later when she's an adult. When their child sees this, Mom, what is that get up?
Mary Jane in her tassels, like dang,
A cry
you know,
for help! A cry for help!
Woman,
May, a cry for help!
wait, did getting with Peter in the future just fix her wardrobe issues?
like her.
Well, by that time, they decided to not make her wear frequently extravagant clothing unless she's
Well, you see,
doing modeling stuff.
Chang is one that when they finally get together, it's the '80s, so
Ah,
that is, that's when she has to dress up in muted colors.
ah,
Well,
Damn.
Yeah.
she gets to dress up in pastels, but only pastels.
Yeah, she dresses like a Milo Pony character. We got an appeal to the Reagan voters.
Oh, Reagan! Reagan smash! Reagan smash! Reagan sleepy.
Yeah. Anyway, like this was definitely a fun issue, and it's definitely full. It was full of that Peter luck and Peter not thinking of the consequences of his actions.
So-
I'm like, okay, I'm going to London to meet up with Gwen Stacy. Oh no, I need to rescue this delegate. Time to put on Spider-Man. And then afterwards it's like, oh crap.
It's like, wait, but now she knows Spider-Man's in. Oh, now I can't face her. Oh, I'm so stupid. I hate myself. Oh.
And then it's funnier when Gwen gets the pep talk from her uncle. It's like, maybe your Spider-Man isn't that
maybe
bad
you
of a
hate.
bus."
Maybe you hated Pete. Maybe you hated Spider-Man too much. It's like, I know. If
Maybe
only Peter still loved me, though.
Maybe your hate was unfounded.
Like,
These two are honestly.
They
What
introverts.
a couple. They just constantly keep coming to the worst conclusion.
they're perfect for each other.
They're perfect for each other. They just keep coming to the worst conclusion and screw up their own relationship. Oh my gosh, no! Oh wait, no, she saw. I love how Peter's like, wait, she saw Spider-Man, and that means she could put two and two together. How, Peter? How's she gonna put two together? Oh my gosh, no! I can't see her. I ruined my plane trip. Oh, and it's like, Pete, what are you talking about? And then Uncle's like, maybe you were too harsh on Spider-Man. It's like, I know, but man, Peter's not here though. That means he doesn't love me. It's like, bitch, you left him. You left Peter. But it's like, I don't think he loves me anymore, Uncle. And then Peter's just walking away into like the rain, just, she probably even forgot. She probably is forgotten about me. What am I doing here? Oh. These two I'm telling you, these two literally just need to get locked up in a closet and actually talk to each other for once. It's amazing how they just keep coming to the worst conclusions.
So you know how we talked about like when Stacy first showed up and how people think she's boring
Uh-huh.
and stuff, and how this Gwen Stacy was the one that Peter earned. This is another dimension to it. This relationship is actually entertaining because they both miscommunicate.
It's just constant miscommunication in a
It-
relationship. Like okay, like if I'm honest, I think like there's got to be a point where like this relationship, I feel like it has to like get fixed sooner or later. Like the only way you can somehow make this still like this is the only way I would still be entertained by like this kind of relationship if they just keep coming to even worse conclusions. Like the conclusions just keep escalating. That's how I would find. That's how I would be entertained with a broken ass relationship like this. Like if this was like a TV show, I just want like for like throughout the entire series, Peter and Gwen just keep coming to the worst conclusions possible with a relationship. It's like eventually it's like, you know what? I bet Gwen's cheating on me, isn't she? And meanwhile Gwen's like, I think Peter's on drugs. It's like, how did you two come
Meanwhile,
to the same
Harry is
conclusion?
like popping pills.
I
Yeah,
know.
you're maybe right.
I know. Oh wait, actually wait. The next issue is drugs. That's. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even thinking about
Yeah.
the next issue, and I just realized the next issue, it's all about drugs.
So
Man, Harry, you could have chosen any drug to do, and you didn't choose something useful like steroids.
Yeah.
so,
No, Harry, you just gotta pop pills.
issue 96, well, the most famous issue, because in order for Marvel to publish it, they would have to side with Stan and agree not to have the Comics Code Authority approve it.
Oh, okay. So it was this issue. So it's not the issue where Harry overdosed. It's this one.
It's this one. The next one is it's.
Well, this issue also has drugs. It was that one dude like up on the roof who was like getting
Yeah,
really
it was
like
the setup. This is like a 3-part story where this sets up the story.
drugs.
Yeah,
Which are good, which are bad. Drugs.
it's like this. This is the first Spider-Man to not carry the label of the Comics Code, which is something that like, which is funny because when this happened, I think it was either a Green Arrow
Uh-huh.
Batman came out the same time, and DC started ribbing them, just being going, "Oh hey Marvel, what's that? You can't get approval." You know, they started making jokes about that.
Was
It sounds
then
like something
Green
that they
Arrow-
would
every
do.
time you guys talk about the Comics Code Authority, it just seems like it's just a big pain in the ass for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's
it's the Hays Code. It was the Hays Codes of comics.
Oh, okay.
Like it had similar fears. It had
Mhm.
which
But it's just every time you guys talk about it, it's like, wow, this code just really seems to hamper down on everyone. Goodness.
Yes, it was.
it definitely was hampering down effect. But much like the Hays Code, it did provide the catalyst to make creative decisions that people
Hmm.
nowadays like about like we wouldn't have like the classic noir elements of like guns. You don't see the gun getting shot
Mm.
or like with shadows and stuff. If it weren't for the Hays Code, if you were allowed to explicitly shoot the show the shooting.
Right.
That's true, but I think the thing that like I think like the constant bullying of comic creators is what really hurted the authority in a lot of like writers' eyes. Now the constant you know, oh going to send it for approval, and then you have like some kind of like geek come out claiming, okay, this is not good, this is not good. It's like, you got to change this.
Change this fucking nerd.
They're sleeping on the same bed. They must be in separate beds.
Oh my gosh, how could they? No.
But sir, they're married. Don't
No.
care.
That'll give people the impression that they're doing the deed. Oh my gosh, get rid of this.
But,
this is, yeah, like this is the beginning of the end. Something that started all the way back when parents were outraged that Batman had a young boy following him. We now
Also,
get,
this was all just the fault of parents who didn't want to actually be parents.
yes,
pretty much, yeah.
it has.
Oh,
It has
okay.
always been like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's just parents not wanting to be actual parents. I see. That makes sense now.
So now as we entered the 80s, we get to see death by overdoses.
Let's go. This is what we've been waiting
and
for.
And we are getting to the point. We're getting closer to the point where it will be dubbed the end of the Silver Age. We won't get to that with Spider-Man. Because in the Spider-Man comics, the event that ends the Silver Age for a lot of people is the night that Gwen Stacy died.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so in this one, let's actually get to the actual plot about. Spider-Man is still wanted.
All right.
Around the city, Peter is still bummed out about not being with Gwen.
Oh.
Sad
No.
sad violin music.
Sad violin music.
But the violin is tiny. Okay.
Get the Mr. Krabs doing the world's tiniest
Yeah.
violin.
It's the world's smallest violin, Mr. Squidward.
But we get the new. Actually, the issue begins with the newspaper about him saving the delegate in London.
Oh yeah.
By a mysterious man on the pipe. Meanwhile, Harry is basically trying to pressure Peter into getting a job at Oscorp.
Oscorp, hey!
And we get to catch up with Norman, how he's doing.
Yeah, Norman! How's it going, buddy? I've done better.
I'm losing my mind. Yes. All right, Mr. Osborn.
Sorry.
You're good.
Sorry,
Just
Peter. I don't know what overcame me, dear. It's just every time I see you, I just can't help but want to fly into a murderous rage. Thank you, Mr. Osborn. I'll kill you. Sorry about that again, Peter.
Yeah. and then he just like Mary Jane is having her special theater.
Oh yeah.
event. So everyone gets invited. Aunt May.
Aunt
Aunt
May.
gets,
May's there. Let's go. Her friends there as well. Everyone's there. Everyone's having a
I
jolly
think
old time.
is that's Mary Jane Watson's aunt as well.
Yeah, Anne Watson.
And
So everyone's there. Everyone's having a jolly good old time. But then, hey, Mr. Osborn, you okay? I'm sorry, Peter. Just usually it's just the very sight of you that makes me fly into a murderous rage. But now, this door is making me want to fly into a murderous rage.
Mr. Osborn, you're looking a little green. You sure you're okay?
yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need to walk away for a bit. And then also before we get to the theater, Spider-Man has the encounter with drugs.
Oh yeah. Drugs.
I am high as a kite. And luckily he didn't die, so he's not gonna
Oh.
get arrested.
Let's go! Oh my gosh! Wow!
So
Thank
the
you,
cover
Peter.
is a lie, by the way. The cops was like pretty chill comparatively.
I know, but it's like, oh, Peter saved a drug addict. Oh yeah, and there's also the what was his name? He who was Randy. Randy got into a whole big fight with Norman.
Oh
and,
yeah,
and,
but basically
and
yelled
he's
at
pretty much
Norman.
saying he's pretty much saying you rich people, you rich people, you should be doing something about drugs. Randy, Randy's such an angry individual. Goodness.
He's definitely represents
Yeah.
Stanley's mouthpiece that represents the young black people.
He's the he's part of the hip infraculture, as it were.
Like I have no knowledge of what race relations were like in New York around this time.
They were getting better. Like
Oh, okay.
This
They're
was
getting
late
better.
'70s, so like they were slowly getting better.
Oh, okay.
I mean, New York still looked like crap, but that was that
That's-
was
New
no,
York's
that's-
always
that's-
looking like
That's New York's natural state.
yeah. New York's always looking like crap.
like
So
that's how years and years of letting everything go to waste. But like at the very least, it would come to influence Gotham City.
Yeah, like so I don't know
Gotham,
about,
only slightly better than New York.
but like just
Yeah.
so there could be like legitimate voices
Well, like
ready.
at this around this time, like the anger, like the anger still hasn't really died down. Like the 80s as we knew it wasn't really a thing until like 84. So like the backlash of the previous decade still hasn't died down. So like you'll tend to get like people wake you tend to get like the angry youth type in comics still. So
So anyway, so the issue ends as the cover also spoils.
yep.
The Green Goblin's back, but this time he has a gimmick where the way they treated Green Goblin now is that he's an actual separate personality from Norman.
So, yeah, like
when was this again? This issue?
97.
97?
I
No, I mean no. The year it came out.
79.
79. Okay. So what was it to say? So I mean it wasn't Sam Raimi's fault. It was this issue's fault. Oh my gosh, Stan, how could you? No.
It's,
We killed them.
Weak. Oh. Well,
We
okay.
remember your little accident.
Okay, but what I think, and what's kind of interesting though is like here though it seems like it's while like it's like that multi-personality thing. It's kind of more of a one persona goes to sleep while the other takes charge. While at least like the impression I got like when I watched like the Sam Raimi movies is more like they're both somewhat aware
In the movies, it was more of a struggle of the self. Here it's more so just like um, Osborn has lost like years ago,
Mm.
and like the Goblin can just take over whenever he feels like it.
You
Yeah,
know,
pretty
I'm something of a deranged maniac myself.
Yeah, like that where
Because
it's like we see a Norman who has months of freedom from the goblin persona
Uh-huh.
that he created, but now it's coming back and taking over again.
because you know, Norman in these comic books has never always been portrayed as like a very straight laced guy. So
He's
like,
not nice.
he's not. No, he's never
He's
nice.
been awful
He's
at the
not.
beginning. Like he
So,
did shoot his former business partner.
so like the Goblin coming back wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when.
Right. And then also in this issue, not to mention the other Osborn, Harry thinks that MJ is cheating with
Oh
Peter.
yeah. Harry, MJ's not cheating on you. That's just the drugs kicking in. Oh.
And
Oh,
also
okay.
she's noticed, so she's just gonna dump your butt.
Man, Harry, you should lay off the drugs, man. I think it's starting to affect you negatively.
And then he met a drug pusher.
You met a drug pusher.
Man, you're quite white for a drug pusher.
Look, this is the early 70s, okay? Remember, you need
Hey,
to have special privilege
hey,
to
don't you
get
remember
into the
what?
college
Don't you?
students.
Hey, now wait a minute. What are you trying to say? That drug dealers can't be white, Mastic? You being racist? Shame on you.
He
Uh,
could have
How
been Cuban.
how would Randy feel if he heard you say that, huh? Hmm.
I go kick my ass.
So,
Yeah, Randy's gonna put some drugs in my hand and go out and march me out and have me sell drugs for saying that crap.
oh my gosh. Yes, oh my gosh. Man, drugs, man. I'm telling you. Harry, you need to lay off the drugs. I don't think Harry's laying off the drugs.
He's currently now on the bed.
He's now
He's in a coma.
gonna go into a coma. Yeah.
Just as the goblin showed up, leading.
Just as the goblin showed up. Ah! It's like,
I
oh
just
my
love
gosh.
it, like throughout the entire issue. By the way, and like of Peter constantly searching the city for the goblin, and then the goblin just finally shows up. Like the Green Goblin had so many times of like ambushing Peter. What was he doing? He wasn't being Norman Osborn. What was he just like sitting down drinking tea?
He was plotting and waiting. He was in that crouch position for like 2 hours. It's all worth it. After
It was all worth it.
Yeah, while his engine on his glider goes off, emitting carbon dioxide in the air, causing more pollution.
Die. Drip or die, Spider-Man.
Trip or die, Spider-Man.
You obnoxious webhead! I have waited for hours to get the drop on you. Were you in that that warehouse, just like breathing in all that gas emission?
Maybe.
Why do you think I'm so crazy, Spider-Man?
Oh my
Look,
gosh.
look, Green Goblin, we got to talk about your pumpkin bombs. What is it about my pumpkin bombs? One landed on my.
Yeah, this explains everything. You know, the whole we got the the whole family's filled with dope heads.
Oh. Well, there we go. Now we
Yeah.
understand.
So in this one, so Green Goblin fights Spider-Man. He didn't even fight him. He just shows up, goes through the window, about to attack Peter. Then he sees his son. Is like, ah, I don't want to remember.
Oh, not my son.
No
Oh.
responsibility.
And he just falls unconscious.
This is like-
Oh,
He-
dang.
That's the last time he sees it in this issue. But
Oh, right.
yeah, before he just ran away and giving Peter to have carry
That's-
Harry
That's
into
right.
the hospital.
Peter had to do the same shit with Norman twice in the same issue. Look at your son! Look at him! No!
Say it! Say it!
No!
Is my son!
Finish it! Deliver us! Ah!
Meanwhile, we get back to Gwen Stacy. So, did the colors change?
Yes. During this point, John is kind of off the issues, and so Gil Kane is taking over.
Okay, yeah, because I did notice changes to the art and the coloring to be a bit more pastel looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it did suit for the segment with Gwen Stacy, because of the white colors just around her as she's walking through London. Like, it kind of felt that she feels a bit empty, even though she lives in with, a loving uncle and aunt. Just like going through London, it's a little bit. And re-looking at the issue again, it's, oh my goodness, she has the same story arc with MJ. 100 issues later.
Really?
Yeah, so what happens is that you get the revelation at the end of one issue
Uh-huh.
that MJ knew that Peter was Spider-Man all along.
Uh-huh.
Next issue, what happens is that Black Cat shows up at the beginning, like immediately afterwards.
Oh.
MJ leaves, misunderstanding stuff.
It's
and
always a
then-
misunderstanding.
And then she was gonna head back home, leaving New York again.
Uh,
But as she was doing it, she thought, as she was like leaving on like the train and stuff, she goes, I actually am tired of running away from my past, and goes right back to New York to then talk to Peter at the end of the issue. And then the issue after that, we get the full backstory of Mary Jane.
oh.
And basically, it was that point where they really solidified their relationship.
Is Spider-Man just all about miscommunication? Misunderstanding?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like because the story of Spider-Man is a story of people growing up, and that is just a common thing in life.
all these stories just happen because no one can talk to each
Genghis.
other.
Changus. It
Uh,
it didn't take until later on in Mary with their relationship with his relationship with Mary Jane, Peter finally got the courage to tell him, "Oh yeah, I'm Spider-Man."
oh,
Yeah, like, but here's the but that was after MJ basically dropped the beans on it, like dropped the hammer. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I knew you were Spider-Man all along. Like, she was the one who said it first.
huh.
Yeah, it it is so crazy.
Wow.
Like, it's that moment that kind of makes me
Mm.
understand the rules of superheroes' secret identities. So like you did like when last year you were talking about Amber and Lois Lane in my Adventures with Superman is like how I was kind of pushing back on that.
I, I don't. Okay, maybe I was a little harsh at the time. I just think it's just kind of. Uh, I could, I kind of understand. Yeah, like like I understand their position, but at the same time, it's like, this is seems like a bit of an overreaction. Goodness, girl. Jeez.
Well,
Okay.
based on
Okay.
your reading
well,
of this one, overreaction.
It's like, jeez, girl. I think you're
Just ima-
overreacting. Gosh.
just imagine this amount of overreaction, but you have the characters from Invincible. How many
No, well, okay,
cities
no,
it's destroyed?
but like, what was okay? But okay, I still haven't seen Invisible, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the fact that people don't like Amber was because that even after she knew Mark was, the superhero, she still like got like jealous or some shit?
In the TV show, in the comics, she actually went, "Oh, that's actually better. I thought you were on drugs."
Yeah, yeah. Also, she was white in the comics. They race swapped her for the show.
I don't care about race
Like,
swapping.
like they try to do something with Amber in the television show, but like
Uh-huh.
It
everyone knew,
failed.
yeah, everyone knew, like, like Adam Eve
Yeah,
is
it's
going
the
to be the
love
one.
interest.
Uh,
Like even in the comic, like the first few issues, you're like, he's not gonna end up with Amber. It's gonna be Adam Eve.
Adam,
Like it's just so obvious.
all right.
Yeah, but anyway, so back to goblin shenanigans.
so like, God, the Goblin, he was broken out by the love of his son, and that's what saved the day.
And then Peter managed to find time to burn the costume. Oh yeah, there's another scene. Yeah, Peter confronting the drug dealers.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, that's right. Because we can't.
The few times we see Peter in civilian outfit beating the crap out of normal people.
I mean, we can't just drop the drug plot line just yet. I mean, the drugs, guys.
We paid we paid good money for this.
We pay good money. We pay good money to tackle the topic of drugs. We're not gonna just drop it.
So Peter is giving everyone the pimp slap and say, "Don't come to my territory." Oh yeah,
Yes.
and then we also have a cool scene with Jameson and Robbie,
Uh,
where like Jameson is like, "Okay, how are we gonna handle this?"
yeah,
dude.
it's like, oh, Oh, so you're not gonna push the story because drugs? Grow a spine. And James said, no, I just want to know how you're gonna tell the story. Oh, when you put it like that, then okay. When you put it like that, oh okay, sure, that makes sense.
And then the issue ends after Spider-Man again found time to burn the costume of Green Goblin. I got a question: how many costumes does the Green Goblin have in reserve? Like, he must have like thousands. But the
He's
amount
Norman
of
Osborn. He owns a whole goblin costume factory.
What we don't know is that Norman Osborn is just like an excellent tailor. That's one of his many talents.
yeah, rubber material. So because of Gwen getting Gwen and returning to New York and being with Peter now is like, I need to become a Chad.
I need to actually grow up. I need to get a stable income, and I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna get my life together.
Be with my woman.
So first order of business, get a better paying job. So basically, strong arms. Jameson to, I want this job as a part-time photographer. My rates are higher now.
Are you strong on me, boy? Son of a bitch. Deal.
Yeah, and then it's like, I'll give you your photos on that prison riot. And he did while finding out that the reason a lot of them rioted was because of terrible conditions in a prison. With a few exceptions, and then Spyro took care of the bad actors.
Wow. So, hey, at least we get to talk about prison rights. So
Right, prison rights, and then Spider-Man gets invited to a talk show, which is just so surprising that he gets invited to a talk show after the last time that happened. Like, the Electro is still at large. You'd think that the FBI would go up to Electro after the stunt he pulled. It's like, you're going back to prison. You're back to prison. Wait, no, hold up. This is the FBI. They can't do anything right.
Oh yeah.
But you see, like Spider-Man, Spider-Man went on the show because he had to push an agenda about prison recidivism.
I know.
And then the police
And
showed
then
up. I wonder what. It's not Spider-Man. It's because he wanted to reform the prisons.
he bring attention to like the failings of the privatized prison system.
But the mayor's not happy about that.
Man, Stan was really topical with this run. First we gotta talk about drugs. Of course, he inserted a little bit about racism here and there, and now we get to talk about the prison reform. Wow, Stan.
And the cops being assholes.
And this
that's right. Stan, truly ahead of his time.
And remember, the drugs didn't get approval from the authority, but the cops being assholes did.
That was A-okay with the authority. Hey, Stan, talk about drugs. That's that's a no. Well, what if I had an issue where I made the cops the bad guys? Oh, well, in that case, go ahead, Stan. Yes, cops cops being evil is okay, but drugs, talk about the problem with drugs. Ooh, no.
Not in my Marvel comics.
Comics Code Authority. Are you saying you're okay with drugs?
Stan, are you saying there's a drug problem in America? There is no drug problem.
There is no drug problem.
Why would you want to push something that doesn't exist? It makes no sense.
No, my favorite thing,
Exactly.
actually, one of my favorite little side jokes in this issue was that when Peter learns about the salary, about salary payments.
Hey, Friday? Every other week?
Wait, what? You mean I get to be paid regularly?
I mean,
No,
I
the
get-
joke is that he thought that he will get paid ASAP. It's like, wait, I have to wait?
Wait, what? Yes, Peter, that's how paychecks work. Oh. Man, this sucks.
I wanted to take Gwen out for dinner tonight. Have to be humble. Well, speaking of that, let's just go into the last issue for today. Issue 100! Woo!
Woo! Oh my gosh, 100 issues of Spider-Man. This is a huge achievement.
I would stick up all six of my arms in solidarity, but I don't have to.
So oh my gosh, 100 issues. How are we going to celebrate?
By Peter Parker trying to remove his powers.
Oh,
At least
That's
in this one, it makes logical sense. A lot better.
there's a logic going on behind why Peter's. Again, a lot of Peter's actions just kind of boils down in this run. Just boils down to you can understand his logic that's going on behind Peter's mind, but then at the same time you take a step back and you go, oh, hold on, wait a minute, Peter. Let's just calm down.
All of
Let's calm
Peter's
down a second,
problems
Peter.
will be solved with one simple sentence. And then what would happen, Peter? And you just keep saying that over and over again until you think
I'm gonna remove my powers. That way I can live a normal life with Gwen. Okay, so what's gonna happen afterwards? What do you mean? Well, without Spider-Man, what's gonna happen afterwards?
Say Doc Ock comes up and takes her bitch away. You know what's gonna happen? Next?
Or Peter. As far as we know, Goblin still knows you're Spider-Man. So you take away your powers, and Norman shows up at your doorstep. What's gonna happen, Peter? What will happen?
Here's another
Peter?
hypothetical. Here's another reason. Peter, what happens? You're Spider-Man. You take photos of yourself to sell for money.
Yeah, where are you gonna get your income from then, Peter?
I love it's stuff like this that makes it wonderful because it's so short-sighted. And then he gets immediately punished. First by a drug dream.
All everyone does in these run of issues just think very short-sightedly, Peter.
And like in the drug dream, he's just living out his regrets in life.
I know.
Like, oh, Betty Prince with Natalie. Oh.
It's like, bitch, you're still.
But oh.
But that means Peter's still not over Betty. He has Gwen now, but yet if he's having a drug-induced dream, and he's thinking of that means he still hasn't fully moved on from Betty. Peter, what are you doing with your life?
Okay, I can actually partially explain that. So,
well,
he moves on, right?
Uh-huh.
But it's just a list of regrets. Okay, there are things in life that you normally have moved on, but it's an old wound.
Okay.
And once in a while, it's gonna be open, and you're gonna feel the pain. You're gonna feel the regret, and especially when it's activated by a drug-fueled dream. By the way, Comics Authority approved this. Look, it has the mark.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go. Approved by the authority. Thank you, guys.
So wait, so that means Harry should have not done pills, but done potions.
Oh, of course.
Harry shouldn't have abused, the hardworking men and women, like doctors of our medical force. He should have brewed his own batch.
Hey, just said
Yeah,
other life.
Drugs are not okay, except when you make them on your own. Then it's okay. I see comics group authority. I understand now.
and then you see him fight a bunch of his villains. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh, excuse me.
and just continue fighting. Like,
Uh-huh.
all saying how much of you are a failure. You're a failure.
You're a failure.
Failure.
Oh, I haven't whipped that out in a long while. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so yeah, Peter's going through his truck and do streams, and then it ends in quite an interesting way. Peter, you okay there? You need a hand?
No. You forgot the best part of the dream. When he looks at the sun and it's Captain Stacy.
Oh
And
yeah, Captain Stacy's the son from that from that one children's show.
Yeah, from Teletubbies. And
Yeah, the
and
Captain
he's
Stacy's the
basically
Teletubbies son.
saying- And he's basically giving Peter the message, the whole point in your life. It's like, you. But the tragedy is that you don't really know. Even a voice that has been still can only be heard if you only listen. You have been given great power, and you tried to use it for good. No man could do more. There have been others with power, others who tried, yet they too were jeered and misunderstood, hated, and finally destroyed. You have tortured yourself by trying to live a normal life, but you cannot! You must accept that fact! You are Spider-Man! It's your blessing and your curse forever!
Okay, Stan. Okay, Stan. Very cool.
That is just so...
Thanks for the monologue, Stan.
The
Very cool.
monologue about how you are forever blessed and cursed to be Spider-Man forever. Deal with it, bitch!
It's like,
Okay, Stan. Thanks.
this 100 issue special really is turning out to be a bummer. Being told you're stuck like this forever.
You can't have a normal life.
What are you trying to say there? What are you talking about, Captain Stacy?
I'm setting the precedent for for a lot of Spider-Man fans and writers, saying that Peter is made only to suffer.
Oh, thanks, Captain. Very cool. Yeah. Thanks, Captain Stacy. That's real cool of you. Thanks, Stan. Thanks for ending the 100th issue off with a recap, and then ending the recap with just
And
telling
then nothing
Peter,
happened. Peter woke up and everything was fine.
you know, everything's fine.
Except it
You need
felt
a
kind of
hand, Peter?
scratchy. He felt.
Oh, he's itchy. Oh, he's got an itch. You need a hand with that, Peter? I can help you.
You
How
removed the
about-
shirt and oh my goodness! Ah!
How about 4 more hands? Whoa! Peter now has 6 arms. For some reason. Okay. Sure, Stan. This is how we're gonna end the 100th issue. Peter just has 6 arms now.
That is amazing. That it's, of all issues to do the 6-arm one, it's this one. 100 this is bold.
Wow.
We finally, Peter, you have finally become the Spider-Man.
Yes. Now enjoy your life with Gwen when you have you and your 6 arms. And as we talked about at the beginning, our next reading after this,
I'm so excited.
we're dealing with the introduction of Morbius, so it's gonna be Morbin
Yeah!
time.
Oh my gosh, Morbin Time makes a comeback in late 2024. Why, Jared Leto, you can't keep getting away with this. Oh my gosh.
Now I actually want to see the Morbius movies with you guys.
Changus, I want to make a deal with you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's regarding our friend Spider-Man.
Alright.
Changus, you were supposed to say the line.
Oh! Oh! I'm listening. I don't know how I got here. Has something to do with Spider-Man. I'm listening.
I'm listening. Why don't we team up together? Join.
Intriguing.
Cut to black.
Cut to black. What the? Oh, I gotta now know how much money they pay Michael Keaton to show up, to just be filmed in front of in front of like a green screen when he's in prison, and then and how much did they pay him to do like ADR for CGI Vulture when he's meeting with Jared Leto? What? Are they gonna even? Are they gonna even do something with Michael Keaton?
I
Or
don't
is,
know.
or is he just there? Is Michael Keaton just? Bless you. Is
Bless
Michael
you.
Keaton just now stuck in a universe and that's not gonna do anything?
Well, we just gotta see, what happens in either Venom or Craven.
Or Spider-Man 4.
No, Spider-Man 4 is gonna be a multiverse story, but it's gonna have to do with all the fucking Doctor Doom shit. I highly doubt they're gonna have. That's gonna be the reason. I highly doubt Tom Holland's Peter Parker is gonna be like transported into the same universe as Morbius.
I them getting back Jared Leto would be the best.
I honestly, I kind of hope they do.
Yeah.
So we've
Mm.
reached 100 issues.
Woo!
What do you think of it?
This was
Our
like
journey.
Our journey so far, it's fun.
It was
I'm having a lot of fun. It's definitely interesting seeing like early Spider-Man, and you could kind of see how things are kind of getting to like the point of like like, oh, this is kind of like the Spider-Man that like I was like exposed to, that type those type of stuff. Uh, early Stan Lee really really likes writing Peter as this extremely like whacked up, kind of paranoid, introverted, introverted young adult who just keeps jumping to the worst possible conclusions ever.
He, he was the neurotic superhero of our generation.
I think I said it the last time we did the Comic Crypt podcast, where it's like it's just interesting seeing Peter characterized now versus then, where it really just seems like nowadays Peter gets his shit kind of together quite fast. Like there's still the struggle of trying to maintain a healthy balance in his life and stuff. But Peter now though, you're not gonna see him jump to the same conclusions he's doing in these early issues. Like 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 if like something like it's like something like Spectacular Spider-Man. Like a lot of times there was a lot of times where Peter's questioning himself, self-doubting, and then but then he always picks himself back up at by the end of the episode. While in these like early issues, Stan just writes Peter just yeah, no, he's not gonna pick himself back up. He's just gonna keep spiraling downwards even more until like
We're gonna have to wait a few issues from now before he gets back down.
Yeah.
We're really gonna kick him while he's down.
And then he gets his shit together. And then he goes back to coming with the worst conclusions possible. So it's just fascinating seeing such a like such a whacked up Peter again, just making the worst possible decisions because he keeps reaching the wrong conclusions. I love that Peter a lot. I really love, especially in this run of issues, where Peter, a lot of his actions again is just there's some logic behind it. There is a logic. There's a rationale behind what he's doing, but once you take just one step back from his rationale, you go, oh now hold on, Peter, wait a minute. Let's think this through. let's think this through, Peter. Are you sure this is a good idea? Oh yeah. Okay, Peter. So let's say Green Goblin showed up the next day. What are you gonna do then?
What?
Peter, let's say let's say Doc Ock broke out of prison again. What are you gonna do then?
Wait,
I'd
did
use my
he get
spider
thrown
powers.
in prison? I don't think he was thrown in prison.
I'm just saying in general, right? Like the reasoning. It's like okay, Peter, let's say Craven makes a comeback. What are you gonna do then?
Also, Peter, how are you going to pay the bills if you can't take pictures of yourself?
Zach, Peter, how are you gonna get the money? Well, Peter,
Just because you got your staff position because you take pictures of Spider.
It's just so interesting that like no one bothers to sit down with Peter for like a minute and like actually like try to talk to him. But the funny part is though, like a lot of these times in these same issues, Stan writes it so like whenever someone does try to actually sit down and talk with Peter, again Peter's coming to like the worst conclusions, so they can't get through his thick skull. It's like, Peter, hey, listen, like Robin will go to like Peter, like, hey Peter, listen, like just because I'm your boss or something doesn't mean I don't care about you. You could talk to me, And meanwhile, in Peter's mind's like, oh my gosh, he cares about me? That means Robbie knows! I'm Spider-Man! Oh my gosh! What do I do? Oh! It's like, Peter, what are you talking about? How did you jump to that conclusion, Peter?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I love this version of Peter Parker, because this is a Peter Parker who has to learn everything on his own without any help.
Because he refuses to accept any help.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. It's like, it's a circular cycle where he starts out as a loner, right? A real loner kid, because other versions of Spider-Man tries to, like
he has some
What?
friends. Sometimes he's friends with Harry before and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that changes so that in other continuities, what it does is that you round out Peter's social circles.
Right.
Remember, issue 1.
Yeah, Peter. Well, because
Peter had 0. He was
but that's
zero
also
friends.
the thing, though. Even in issue 1, Peter had 0 friends because it's entirely his fault. He thinks he's fucking too good for everyone, like a jackass. Oh, you guys are. Oh my gosh, Flash Thompson, the fucking football jock. Oh, I'm so much smarter than him. Fuck Flash Thompson. Oh.
Yeah, and I love it. It's like the same flaws that at high school is affecting his adulthood, and that is like part of him growing up. Like, it gives you more room to grow as a character, because like if you pick up a Spider-Man comic nowadays, I don't know why, but he's a completely different character than he was at this time.
Right.
It allows you to have like grow and mature as a character through that. And one of the things that Peter has his flaws in his personal life is that he doesn't have a real solid father figure after Uncle Ben died.
Yeah.
There was no other men. Like, when Robbie was not really part of the main cast until like he was in college.
Yeah.
Though I think he did make appearances.
But he wasn't. But yeah, he wasn't like a big like recurring guy. He was just kind of there for a while.
Yeah, so you have that going on, and then you really think J. Jonah Jameson would be a good mentor figure?
No, but JJ's funny. I think, like, again, it's most definitely just because of like the different kind of like Spider-Man that like I was exposed to growing up, rather like versus something like, you know, what you were growing up in, Chado. I think a good, like, I think nowadays, like, there's I think nowadays with Peter, there's a lot of stuff you can take away from like the old version of like how Stan Lee used to write Peter. I don't mind. I'm actually perfectly okay with Peter having like friends before he even gets the power. Like, you want to make him friends with like Harry or like Gwen or MJ before, you can still do that. I think one thing I definitely think should be something I wish they would do more, that I kind of because of reading these old issues, I kind of wish they would do. And honestly, even like the current issues we're reading, actually, Peter doesn't really showcase him much anymore. But like back in high school, despite being like this like nerd, Peter had a fucking backbone a lot of times.
Yeah.
I especially adore his dynamic with Flash, where it's not just a simple, oh, a nerd and a bully. Rather, it's this fucking idea of like a nerd and a bully that both just constantly getting under both of each other's skin. Like they're just always back talking to each other, like, oh, hey, it's fucking puny Parker. Hey, it's the dumbass Flash Thompson. Hey, Flash, you got brain damage yet from football? Hey, Peter, you got a girlfriend yet? Like stuff like that.
By the way, are you buying the new Spider-Man merch?
Oh, by the way, Peter, it's like, ha! Look at Peter. He doesn't have to lay the Spider-Man T-shirt. What a dweeb. Yeah, Flash. Well, at least Flash. Well, at least I have a future in my life, not some brain dead jockey who's gonna end up in the military. And just cut to a few years later. Oh, hey, Flash. How's it Hey, Flash. Wow, it's been like several years since high school. What you been up to? I lost my legs, Peter. Oh. Well, shit. Now I feel bad. So like stuff like that, I do reading through Stan Lee's run. I really do like and appreciate. I think maybe like if there was like a new telling of Peter, maybe you could tone down the fucking like neuroticism going on with his like weird ass conclusions. Maybe you could tone it down. Maybe you could like have it here and there. I think definitely once you have Peter having friends before he even became Spider-Man, then that dynamic does change because now, yeah, there are people in Peter's life that can tell him, "Oh, hey, Peter. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Let's just calm down for a second and think this through."
Yeah, I think that why makes this original worse with him being a neurotic. Is
Yeah.
because
But like some stuff you can, some stuff though, like you can definitely still like carry over to like a current new take on Spider-Man. I I really dig. I really wish they could do that. I I think that's also. I think that's like okay. I'm actually a little. I'm actually a little curious now. I kind of. I'm actually kind of hope maybe sometime in the future we can also read. I actually want to try reading uh Miles's original like series because
oh.
cause I could do it on my own too, but like I just want to see like there's because we talked so much about Miles, and there's definitely a lot more you could be said, but at the same time there's a lot that's already been said. But like I kind of want to see like because like the main thing everyone complains about, right, is like Miles is just isn't interesting. So I guess like okay, so what made Peter originally so interesting, and like not necessarily carry that over to Miles because then that would just worsen the issue of Miles just being Peter. But like, what made Peter so unique, and how do we make Miles unique? So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe give. Or maybe you can, or maybe hell, maybe you can give Miles that neuroticism that early Peter has, since Peter isn't as whacked up anymore. Fuck it, give that trait now to Miles, where Miles is the one coming to worst conclusion.
Yeah, and then every time he sees a comment, he's like, "Oh no, he may know my identity. He may shoot me."
Oh my gosh, no! So I don't know, maybe you could have that carry over to Miles at this point. So oh my gosh, oh my, it's like oh my gosh, Uncle Aaron, he may know I'm Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, oh, I gotta run away from home now. So
Oh no, this cute girl Gwen.
oh that cute girl Gwen, she might know I'm Spider-Man. I gotta get out of here.
Why is my hand attached to her? Come on, then.
So I really do, so, but yeah, like at least for me, this has definitely been really fun. I really I'm really having a fun time. There's a lot of stuff that obviously like that just makes me like I'm like a crazy old man yelling at this cloud where I'm just yelling at my computer screen going, Peter, stop being stupid. Jeez. But that does kind of add to the enjoyment of reading these issues.
Okay,
I think 100 issues though shouldn't have ended with a recap though, in my opinion. like it's 100 issues, right? That's a huge deal. Like how are you gonna celebrate 100 issues? This is like a huge milestone. Recap.
Yeah, issue 50 was a lot better as a milestone issue.
It's like, oh, did you just not have? Did you just like it just feels like Stan was like, oh, I got an idea. Peter has 6 arms now. Wait, that can't carry over the whole issue. Shit, what do I do? What do I do? Now we'll just do a recap.
Do a recap through a fever dream.
So, yeah.
Okay, Magic. How was your experience so far with 100 issues?
It was the best. It was the worst. They're pretty all right. Like,
I'm talking about the past 100. So,
a past 100. Okay.
like your
It's
overall
very
thoughts.
interesting seeing how we're the origins of Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
I've probably said everything I wanted to said in the previous
Yeah.
issues. Like, this one doesn't really offer anything new, so there's not really much for me to commentate on.
Okay. How about you, Not?
Like I think I've said this before, but I can reiterate. This is pretty cool. I most of my Spider-Man reading has been based around like the Bronze Age and some of the modern age. So I've never really fully experienced a teenage Peter that wasn't in retrospect. And I've always grown up with adult Peter. So seeing where it all began gives me perspective.
Yeah. It's been like a blast revisiting these old comics of Spider-Man and why I love the character, especially in comparisons to what have been happening lately with the character.
Well,
In
not
terms
not
of
just lately, but for like the past 30
yeah,
years.
yeah, like
Also, I've been meaning to sit down and try reading the new Ultimate Spider-Man. That seems very
yeah.
interesting.
I want to read that one.
It's it is wonderful. I like how it does change up the formula, but at the same time, like still add that thing that's missing with the main line.
Yeah, I'm getting it just by the default. It's like I just want to tell Marvel, just keep Peter and MJ together, you morons. And please, Hickman, don't leave the book. At least give it a proper conclusion before somebody else is gonna ruin it.
You know what would be interesting now that I think about it? If the idea of like Peter being Spider-Man as an adult, he's married to MJ, and he has kids. Like the idea that his kids kind of are like does have like the same neuroticism he had. So he has to deal with the fact that he has to juggle the fact that he's a father, he's a husband, he's Spider-Man. He also has some kind of job. And now he also has to deal with the fact that his kid is coming to the exact same terrible, weird ass conclusions he used to do as a kid. And and it'll be so interesting, like Peter's looking back like, oh my gosh, I was just like that.
The first art, like the
Man,
first
it's
couple
frustrating.
issues, the kid thinks that he's a villain.
Imagine like the kid finds out like his dad's Spider-Man or something, and it's like, are you a bad guy? What? but Mr. Jameson said you're always a bad guy. But Mr. Jameson doesn't know what he's talking about. Get away from me!
Mr. Jameson is not your father. He is not in this room, is he?
Get away from me! Mom! That's evil!
And then you're on it too. She calls the cops. She calls the cops on Peter Parker.
Like that would be so fun to see. I think that would be really a fun idea.
Definitely a fun comedy, like
It would be.
comedic moment. All right. Yeah. So with that, join us next time, for our final episode of covering Amazing Spider-Man, where we're gonna deal with Morbin Time, Craven the Hunter,
Woo!
and Spider-Man's greatest foe, the Gibbon.
The Gibbon. And just in time for the Craven movie.
Yes. Excelsior, everyone!
Excelsior!
Excelsior.